Hi friends, welcome to your yoga practice. Thanks for showing up. So take a seat on your mat, however is most comfortable for you. If you want to sit on a cushion or a blanket, please feel free to do that. We're gonna have a little bit of a different warm-up today. So we'll do our moment of centering and then move on to a little bit of something new for that. So get settled in, drop shoulders away from the ears. Relax the jaw, let the eyes close, or lower the gaze away from the screen. You made it. We made it. So just land here in this present moment. Maybe you are at the beginning of your day, the middle of the day, the end of your day, whatever it is. Allow everything that has come before to just sort of melt away. Anything that you have coming up later, we're not there yet. So see if you can just dwell in this moment right here. Maybe deepening the breath, feeling the way that the body moves with each inhale and exhale. Good. Take a deep breath in. And a long exhale. Great job. All right, so we're going to start with a little bit of self-massage. So if you've not done this before, it may seem weird. Actually, maybe if you have done this, it still seems weird. But it's one of those things that we don't actually tend to spend a lot of time paying positive attention to our bodies. A lot of the times we're mad because something hurts or we want something to be different. And this is just a time to be grateful for whatever your physical situation is at this time. So we're just going to start with the hands. So just touching your own hands. Maybe digging the thumb into the palm feels good. Maybe squeezing the fingers. Just noticing how it feels to actually feel your own hands. So the important thing as we move through this is to not feel like you're finding problems. Maybe moving through the arms. Right? Maybe you're trying to even think positive thoughts about your body as you move through. Maybe there's somewhere that feels really good to give a little massage. Right? I was doing some push-ups yesterday, so right here, so I'm going to spend a little time there. Moving up to the shoulders. Maybe moving into the neck here, just paying attention to where you hold the tension in the body. Yeah, so maybe the neck up to the jaw. This is something that I like to do because I hold a lot of tension in my jaw. Good. Back of the neck. Nice. And then maybe moving to the sides of the body, the lower back here. So again, just noticing how the body feels. Moving into the hips here. And you can send the legs out in front of you or have them bent. Working through the quads here, the hamstrings. Just noticing where there is tension and where there is not. Maybe a little moment of gratitude for the legs. Moving down through the shins, calf muscles. Low love for the knees. My knees are always problematic, so I yell at them a lot, so maybe a little extra love for the knees. Moving down to the ankles, tops of the feet. Maybe even drawing a foot up, digging the thumbs into the soles of the feet. A little squeeze to the toes. Switching sides. Good. And then find that seated position again, hands in the lap, and just breathe. Just notice how that felt. Have a little bit of that loving affection for the body. Deep breath in. And let that go. Beautiful job. Seated position, hands are on the knees. And let's circle the torso. So that upper body can come forward, the side, the back, the other side, just making these really big circles here. You can have the hands resting on the legs for a little bit of support. And then go in the other direction. Good job. Spine is long here, coming through center. Deep breath in. And let that go. Excellent work. Come on over and find tabletop pose. So we're here in tabletop. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and take that right leg back. So toes are on the mat, and then work the body weight forward and back here. So you're getting into the calf muscles on that right side. Good. Press the mat away. Lift that right leg up, and then draw it out to the right, touching the toes to the ground over on the right side. And then lift that leg up, swing it all the way across, crossing the body, coming over to the left, and tap that foot down. Good. Let's do that a couple more times. So opening up the hip here, see how far forward you can come down before dropping that toe. Lift back up, all the way back across, crossing over that other leg, and drop the toe down. Good. One more time, lift up, come over, and drop. Lift up, and over to the left, and drop. Good. Right knee comes back to center, deep breath in. And let that go. Other side now. So drawing that left leg out to that left side, dropping the foot down, lift up, come back over, crossing the body towards the right, drop it down. Good. Lift up, cross back, drop, lift, cross over, drop it down. Good. Taking it back, we will do this one more time. Drop down. So you're getting core work here. Can you feel it? Cross back, over, drop. Beautiful. Coming back through center. Knee comes down. Take a deep breath here. And a long exhale. Excellent job. I'm going to turn this way just so it's a little bit easier to see me. Draw that left leg out to the side. So you're going to come up to standing on that right knee. You can always put a blanket under that knee if it is tender. Coming up to standing, and let's take a side bend to start. So left hand coming down that left leg, up and over with that right arm. So reaching up and over with the right shoulder comes behind you just a little bit. So you're really opening up through the chest here. That left hand acts as a support. Deep breath in. And exhale, come up to standing. Now bring the hands down onto the mat. Tuck those back toes behind you and then send hips back. So feeling for that deep stretch in the inside of that left leg. Good, breathe in here. And exhale, coming back through center. Let's switch those legs out. So right leg is out, coming up to stand on that left knee, and then let's find that side bend. So really reaching out of the waist on that left side. Think about bringing left elbow behind you a little bit. Reaching up and over. Be cautious with the neck here. Smooth out the breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back, hands down in front of you. Tuck those left toes and send the hip back. Good, breathing here. Adjust those hands so that they're gonna support you well. Breathe in and breathe out. Excellent job. Coming back to that tabletop pose. Maybe walking hands out a little bit in front of you. Let's come into that downward facing dog for just a brief moment here. And then walk those feet up to the hands. Feet are wide here, bend the knees a lot, and roll up to standing. Beautiful. Taking a moment here, if you like to set an intention, maybe hand to heart, hand to belly, maybe both hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in and let that go. Well done. All right, that right foot is going to take a big step back. Heel lands on the mat, settling in for warrior one here. Hips and shoulders square to the top of the mat, sink in. Good. So think about lifting out of the waist here. Gaze is straight forward. Shoulders drop down away from the ears. Breathe in. As you exhale, hands to heart center, spin open for warrior two. Gaze over left fingertips, shoulders drop down. So you don't want to be reaching forward or falling back here. Keep those shoulders right over the hips. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, sink a little deeper. Gorgeous, breathe in. And as you breathe out, that front hand reaches up, back hand down the back leg, peaceful warrior. Again, up and out of the waist as you reach back, look up. Don't lose the bend in that front knee. Breathe in. And exhale, coming forward, elbow to knee. Right arm reaches up and overhead. Again, we want to draw that top shoulder behind us a little bit. So maybe the gaze goes up, maybe it goes forward if that's more comfortable in the neck. You make this work for you. Always modifying, progressing. If you want to just lie down on the mat, lie down on the mat. You make this your practice. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, coming back, bringing hands to hips, up on back toes, step up to the top of the mat. Breathe. Can you get out of your head a little bit? Find your way to your heart. Inhale. And let that go. Well done. Let's take a big step back with that right leg this time. Heel down on the mat. Hips and shoulders square to the top of the mat. Warrior one. Arms reach up when you are ready. Then think about tucking the tailbone a little bit so you're not collapsing into the low back. Settle the gaze in one spot and relax the toes. You know where we're going now, so find out what you need here. And I guarantee you what you need is not more thinking. Breathe in. And exhale, hands to heart center, spin open to the long side of the mat for warrior two. So you're reaching forward and back. Gaze is over those right fingertips this time. Deep bend in that front knee. The knee is going exactly where the toes are going. Making sure that knee isn't collapsing in or splaying out to the side. Making sure that backhand, even though we can't see it, really reaching with it. Next, inhale, right arm reaches up and back. So see if you can feel the stretch on the right side body there. That back hand on the leg for support, for grounding, so you can bend a little bit more into that front knee. On the exhale, drawing elbow forward. Other arm reaches up and over. So those left fingertips can draw that long line all the way down to the left heel. Create space between the right shoulder and the right ear. Breathe in. As you exhale, coming back, hands to hips, face the short edge of the mat, up on toes, step forward, palms face forward. Again, don't get lost in the mind here. How is your heart? If it helps to put the hands there, please do. Connect. Breathe in. And breathe out. Excellent job. We're going to come down to a kneeling position. So if your knees get a little tender, something that I like to do is kind of fold up my mat like this so that there is extra cushy padding. So if that works for you, go for it. Standing up on the knees, knees are hip width distance. So you can do this either with the tops of the feet flat or tuck the toes, whatever feels better for you. We're going to come into camel back bend. Hands to the low back, fingertips pointing down. Elbows draw close to one another and lift through the heart. This is great. This is a great place to stay. You're opening throughout the heart, the chest, the shoulders. If you want more, you can send those hips forward. So maybe chin tucked feels good. Maybe head back feels good, but squeeze the bum as you send those hips forward. Keep thinking about drawing the elbows closer to one another. They may not come close to one another at all, but just closer than they were. It's almost just an energetic thing rather than a physical thing. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up, maybe sitting hips down on heels. Maybe you want to come into child's pose because back bends are intense. So breathe through it. Heart opening can feel very vulnerable. It can feel almost euphoric. It can feel almost panicky. Whatever it is that you are feeling, just notice it and know that it is 100% okay. You are 100% okay. Breathe in and breathe out. Great job. I'm going to untuck my mat here. And then I'm going to come back into that child's pose with knees wide. We're going to work our way into yogi squat. So you can do this in whatever version feels good to you. I will give you lots of stopping points. So first we're going to come forward a little bit, almost into tabletop pose so that we can tuck the toes under. And then sit those heels back. So the hips are going to come back. The heels are going to come back a little bit, but they're probably still going to be lifted. And then maybe hands come back towards the knees. This might be a great place for you to stay. If you want more, you can play with what happens if you lift the knees up off the mat, lowering those heels more. They don't have to touch the mat. Mine certainly don't. And then maybe you want to bring the hands back a little bit more, coming into this little frog squatty position. So from here, maybe it feels good to stay. Maybe you want to move the feet a little bit wider. Maybe you want to play with what happens if you bring one hand up. Maybe you can put that down and bring the other hand up. And maybe both hands can come up. Maybe that is absolutely absurd. And if so, that is not where you're going today. But just think about finding some length through the spine here, even though we are in this squatting position. Use the hands as support as much as you would like. And then just play. Maybe you want to come into a twist, reaching one arm up and then the other. Take one more deep breath here. And as you exhale, moving hands behind you to come down and sit on the bum. So maybe you need to arrange yourself differently on your mat. And in fact, let's come all the way down, drawing the knees into the chest and a little side to side here, maybe making circles with those knees. Beautiful. Maybe arms go wide. Maybe you're dropping knees from one side to the other. Getting a twist in the spine. You can gaze in the opposite direction as the knees to get that full spinal twist all the way up through the neck. Nice. And when you are ready, finding that Shavasana, that resting pose that feels good to you. That might be on the back with the knees bent, legs out long. You might want to sit up, lie on your side. Whatever it is you need to be as comfortable as possible. And then notice what's happening with the mind. The mind is incredibly beneficial. Our thoughts can be so helpful. We can figure out incredible things. And sometimes we need to give it a rest. So in this moment, can you make this journey, this pilgrimage from your mind to your heart? And can you just live there for a few moments to see what that's like? If it helps you to put a hand on the heart, go for it. If you can use your own heartbeat as the anchor for your attention, it's a beautiful thing. You will always have it with you. Letting all the tension of the body melt away. And just let the mat hold you. Whenever you recognize that the mind has started to take over again, recognizing that is totally understandable. That is the condition of the human mind. But what we're doing here is working to create a new habit. Where incessant thoughts that are often negative and repetitive, we don't have to be hijacked by those. We can take our power back and choose a new path. Stillness, contentment, peace. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Long exhale, let it go. If you can stay in your Shavasana longer, please enjoy. If you're ready to move on with your day, you can gently, slowly stretch. Maybe coming back to seated. Maybe drawing a hand to the heart, or Anjali Mudra, hands in front of heart center. Coming back to any intention or moment of gratitude that you set earlier. Breathe it in. And let it go. Amazing job. Really, really well done. Thank you for making time and space in your life for this practice. It is always such an honor for me to lead you through. May you be well, be safe, be happy, be healthy, and live with peace. Namaste. Take care. I'll see you next time.